You know that moment. You're holding a packet of carrot seeds, these tiny dry specks, and you're filled with hope, visions of crunchy, sweet harvests. But lurking underneath is that familiar doubt, because carrot germination, it's the make or break moment, the great gardener's gamble. You've heard all the secret tricks: toilet paper tapes, cornstarch gels, cardboard covers, soaks, pre-sprouting. Everyone swears their method is the one that finally cracks the code on these famously stubborn seeds. But with so many conflicting claims, what actually works? What's worth your time, and what's a complete waste of effort? Welcome back to Purely Garden. We cut through the gardening noise with side-by-side, real-world tests, and today, we're solving the carrot germination puzzle once and for all. We took 8 of the most popular hacks and put them to the ultimate test under completely controlled conditions. The results were clear, shocking, and honestly, a huge relief for anyone who just wants to grow great carrots. So, if you're ready to finally see which methods delivered and which ones spectacularly failed, stick around. This might just change how you plant forever. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more tests that help you grow smarter, not harder. Let's dig in. We began with a single powerful question: what truly works for carrot germination beyond the hype? To get a real answer, we had to eliminate every variable. We chose a classic, reliable variety, Danvers 126, and we took seeds from a single fresh packet. This is critical, because carrot seeds lose their vitality fast, often within a year. Old seeds will fail no matter what trick you use. Every single test was conducted in the same high-quality seed starting mix, in identical containers, placed side by side on the same bench under the same light. Our watering was a precise, gentle misting to maintain perfect, consistent moisture, without ever drowning the seeds. For each of the 8 methods, we planted exactly 20 seeds. This gave us a clean numerical scorecard for success. So let's meet our contenders. First up, our baseline, the control method. This is pure simplicity. A shallow furrow, seeds scattered, a light covering of soil, and careful watering. No gimmicks. This was our benchmark for everything else to beat. The second method built on that. After planting, we covered the row with a fine half-inch layer of horticultural vermiculite before watering. The theory is solid. Vermiculite holds moisture beautifully, prevents the soil surface from forming a hard crust, and should let delicate shoots emerge with less effort. For our third test, we went with the cardboard cover. Seeds planted, soil smoothed over, and then a strip of corrugated cardboard laid directly on top. This is an old humidity dome trick, meant to create a dark, moist microclimate that locks evaporation out. We lifted it every other day to check progress and water. Method 4 introduced a companion. We sowed our carrot seeds, and then immediately sprinkled a few fast-germinating cherry bell radish seeds right into the same furrow. The idea is brilliant. The radishes rocket up in just 3 or 4 days, breaking the soil surface, marking the row, and their roots are thought to help loosen the soil for the slower carrot seedlings. You get a bonus crop, and maybe a helper. Method 5 was the delicate art of pre-sprouting. We placed our seeds on a damp paper towel, folded it, sealed it in a plastic bag, and set it in a warm spot. Within days, tiny hair-fine white taproots appeared. The next step was the meticulous, nerve-wracking process of transplanting each of these incredibly fragile sprouts into its own little divot in the soil, using tweezers. Method 6 got crafty, the toilet paper seed tape. We made a simple paste from flour and water, dabbed it onto strips of single-ply toilet paper, carefully spaced the seeds, and let it all dry. The promise is perfect spacing and a biodegradable material that holds moisture right against the seed. We planted the entire strip. Method 7 was perhaps the messiest, the cornstarch slurry. We cooked up a thick, clear gel from cornstarch and water, let it cool, stirred in the carrot seeds, then piped the gloopy mixture directly into the planting furrow from a snipped corner of a plastic bag. The gel is meant to provide both even distribution and a reservoir of moisture. And finally, method 8, the classic overnight soak. We simply submerged the seeds in a cup of room temperature water for a full 24 hours before planting. The goal is to soften that notoriously hard seed coat and give germination a literal head start. Then we watched, and we waited. What unfolded over the next 2 weeks wasn't just a test, it was a masterclass in cause and effect. The failures weren't just poor performance, they were forensic evidence of what goes wrong. The toilet paper seed tape was a complete catastrophe. Not a single sprout, 0 out of 20. The paper, meant to be a helpful moisture wrap, became a suffocating, soggy shroud. It disintegrated into a dense, wet mat that likely cut off oxygen and caused every single seed to rot. All that careful pasting and spacing was an utter waste of time. The cornstarch slurry was almost as tragic. We got exactly 2 sprouts. 2. The gel, rather than being a helpful moisture source, became a magnet for mold and fungi. Within days, the row was a speckled, fuzzy mess. It was sticky, unpleasant to work with, and actively hostile to germination. The middle of the pack told a story of high effort for low reward. Pre-sprouting on paper towels yielded 11 seedlings. 55%. But the cost was immense, the painstaking labor of handling those microscopic water-sensitive roots, only to have nearly half fail anyway. For a home gardener, the return on that investment of focus and patience just isn't there. Both the cardboard cover and the vermiculite cover landed squarely at 50%, 10 out of 20. They worked okay. The cardboard did maintain humidity, but it also required constant monitoring to prevent it from becoming a hiding spot for pests or from forgetting it entirely. The vermiculite performed its function, but it didn't provide any magical boost over simply paying close attention to the bare soil. Now for the strong performers. The overnight soak delivered 15 robust seedlings, 75% germination, and we did note that these seeds often broke the soil surface a day or 2 earlier than others. The soak works, but it adds an extra step, and you're still planting tiny, wet, slippery seeds one by one. Matching it perfectly was the radish companion method, also at 75%. Not only did we get 15 carrot seedlings, but we also enjoyed a quick crop of spicy radishes. The radishes truly did mark the row, and their leaves provided a light shade. The only slight downside is that when you pull those radishes 3 weeks later, you have to be very gentle to avoid disturbing the delicate carrot roots right beside them. And then, we turn to the control row. The one we'd planted with nothing but soil, seeds and consistent care. 19 out of 20 seeds had sprouted. A 95% success rate. A lush, perfect line of green. Let that truly sink in. The method that required no special ingredients, no craft projects, no extra days of preparation, and no delicate operations, was the undisputed champion. It outperformed soaks, covers, gels and tapes. Its success was a quiet rebuke to overcomplication. So, why does simplicity win so decisively? It comes down to basic plant biology. A carrot seed is a tiny life in suspended animation. Its primary need to break dormancy isn't a special gel or a paper tape. It's a precise, sustained balance of water and oxygen. When we add thick organic materials like toilet paper or cornstarch gel, they trap too much water. This saturates the microenvironment, pushing out the oxygen the seed desperately needs to fuel its initial metabolic burst. It's not just moist, it's anaerobic. That's why those seeds rotted. Conversely, a bare seed in well-structured soil has direct contact with both moisture and the tiny air pockets in the soil. Our control method provided the perfect Goldilocks zone, consistently moist but never waterlogged. The so-called hacks often disrupt this delicate balance, while the simplest method protects it. It's a powerful reminder that the best gardening often works with a seed's natural design, not against it. The conclusion was stunningly clear. For carrot seeds, the primary enemy is inconsistent moisture, but we discovered a secondary, perhaps even more insidious enemy: our own desire to improve upon nature. In our zeal to add something, a gel, a tape, a cover, we often inadvertently created the perfect conditions for failure, environments that were too wet, too dense, too conducive to rot and mold. We added steps that introduced risk, like damaging paper towel sprouts or disturbing seeds in slurry. The winning formula is breathtaking in its simplicity. It's a trilogy. Start with fresh, high-quality seeds, plant them shallowly in prepared soil, and then, with absolute diligence, keep the very top layer of soil consistently moist, not soaked, not damp, but consistently moist, until you see that forest of green. That is the entire secret. A light mulch like vermiculite can be a helpful tool in scorching climates to maintain that moisture, but as we saw, it's not the star of the show. The Radish Companion is a brilliant functional strategy that offers real dual benefits, but the complex, high-input methods, they aren't just ineffective, they are often counterproductive. They introduce points of failure where none need exist. You can confidently skip the toilet paper and the cornstarch, save your seeds, your time, and your sanity. So, the next time you're standing in the garden with that packet of dreams, remember this test. Resist the urge to over-engineer. Provide a simple, consistent welcome mat of moisture for your seeds, and let them do what they've evolved to do. We hope this test saves you time, money, and a whole lot of frustration. If it did, give this video a thumbs up, it really helps us out. Share it with a fellow gardener who's been wrestling with carrot germination. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more head-to-head tests that debunk the myths and find the methods that truly work. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Which carrot germination trick have you tried? Did it work, or was it a flop? Let's keep the conversation growing. Thanks for watching, and happy planting.